bangers. Bangers on bangers on top of bangers that you hung with hangers is what this show was.
Oh, man.
They just said...
Like we some drug slangers. They said...
They just said, you had so much fun last night, didn't you? I said, yeah. And I went... And they said, do you want to have some more fun? Yes.
They're like, hey, Jake, we know you had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But more than you were expecting.
They said, you want to have even more? And you said, sure.
Yeah. And they're like, all right.
And here we were.
This is yours.
This is... I feel like this is...
Small baby.
I feel like this was our... past 2 days.
Yeah.
So those people out there, if you're complaining that this Raw sucked or Money in the Bank sucked, I don't give a shit. This is for us.
Turn off this video.
Yeah, this is for us because you're not going to like the result because we are happy right now. Show starts off best way it could. Drum roll for the Maddox, Bradley Maddox. He comes out and he says, listen, I'm going to provide you with the bangers you deserve. World Heavyweight Championship rematch tonight on Raw. And the crowd's like, yeah. All of a sudden, John Cena comes out for just whatever reason. And he's like, hey, you know, you're doing a good job, kid. John Cena had his twang on today. He said, y'all.
Shield twang.
He said, y'all more than ever. So he basically goes, you know, they're talking. He's like, hey, you're doing fine, whatever. And Maddox is like, hey, I have a crazy idea. How about tonight you get to choose your own opponent at SummerSlam? Cena's like, I could pick anybody. I could pick Michael Cole if all I care.
He's like, and this kind of makes sense. He's like, how you going to trust someone with this much power?
It's like you just got done. It's you, John Cena. You have hustle, loyalty, respect, man. We're not worried.
Yeah.
I mean,
what are you worried about?
Yeah, seriously.
You worried that someone else is going to make a decision for you?
Oh.
It's your decision, man.
You can do it, John. Yeah. Do all you believe in. He was interrupted by one man.
Oh. Dog.
No, not yet. Orton comes out first. And Orton comes out and he says,
not bad.
John.
I read that part.
Oh, you don't have to read it. It's Randy Orton. It's the age of Orton. And he says this. He says, John, I'm not going to make the same mistake that you did. I'm going to take advantage of my Money in the Bank and not be a jackass. That's pretty much what he said. And he basically is like talking. He's like, you'll never see it coming. He quoted the Mandarin from Iron Man 3.
He quoted Kyle Christopher.
Never seen before. No, that's not a direct quote.
Yeah,
close.
Paraphrased.
Gross. Grossy. But then
next up, Fandango comes out.
Yeah, he did. And he said, the crowd loved it. They come out, they're Fandango's talking for a while, the crowd's digging it. Orton ends up attacking him. Brad Maddox makes the match, Orton versus Fandango. Match went through a commercial break, aka it started during a commercial break. But that happened. That's life.
Such is life.
Yeah, Fandango got some stuff in here. It got to the point where I was like, wait, is Randy Orton about to get that lose every match build for the briefcase?
No.
Randy Orton goes crazy, hits the RKO, uno, dos, tres, pose. And then we get Dolph and AJ backstage, and AJ's still, I'm sorry about last time, I'm sorry. And Dolph's like, hey, it's time to move on, get over it. And she's like, oh, I'm so glad you said that. He said, no. I mean, it's time for me to move on from you.
Crowd goes nuts.
I go nuts. But then I said, I know this is going. Shit.
You know what? They say Raw's a family show. You can do something. You act like that guy that people want to be. People will cheer you out of the building.
Mm-hmm.
If he were to hit her, people would have went nuts.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Not so.
I'm telling you.
You hit that girl. I've always wanted to do it to a girl. Oh!
Seriously, he just goes straight up zigzag on her. Be a good time. So that's that segment, which led into the match later. We'll get to it. But then Mark Henry comes out wearing a suit. We thought this was the real retirement speech. Luckily, it wasn't. He comes out. He's like, hey. And the crowd starts giving him the you tapped out. And I was like, stop. But he's like, hey, I did tap out. And he would have tapped all y'all out as well.
And they're like,
I love that about Mark Henry. He always flips it. He just always flips it. He's like, whatever. So he's out there talking. He's like, hey, John Cena, I took you to your limits. You can pick me. I'll do it again. Then the Shield comes out, and I guess the injustice here was that he tapped out.
The injustice was he was taking up time that could be filled with them being on pre-shows.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense to me.
They're just mad at everything. They don't know if they're mad at it anymore.
Yeah, they just attack people now. They don't need an explanation anymore. They just do what they want, as they should.
They want them to get heat, right?
Yeah.
They're to attack people.
Yep.
They don't know what they're mad about, but they're mad.
They're not happy.
Society.
Yeah, exactly. They come out. They end up hitting the triple powerbomb on Henry, which looked cool, so that was sick. I don't think dudes that big should be up that high, personally, but Man, dude, he took a beating.
Yeah.
And then we got the Maddox backstage with Jericho. You know, Jericho's like, "Hey, first day on the job, kid. That's awesome." And he's like, "I have an idea for a match later. How about you, Y2J versus the returning Rob Van Dam?" Jericho goes, "I like that." And he's basically, the basis was, go impress John Cena so he'll pick you. And Jericho's like, "Okay, cool. I haven't won a match in a long time, but I bet he'll pick me."
Yep.
And then we got the rematch, Del Rio versus Dolph.
We knew.
No, yeah,
We knew.
especially with the. I mean, you knew already, but then the backstage segment with Dolph and AJ secured it, and it did.
Yeah.
They're going at it. He's, about. I don't know if he's about to win, but he's in control. All of a sudden, the bell randomly rings, and I thought some drunk dude just started like, yeah, like that was this Make-A-Wish dream. And John Cena's like, Timmy, not yet.
Asshole, man.
But that's not what happened.
Rest in peace, Timmy.
That's not what happened, actually. It was AJ in a hoodie, and she, of course, goes back to crazy mode, distracts Dolph. Dolph takes a mean super kick to the face. Del Rio gets the win. AJ ends up going in the ring and doing the whole, the creepy beating on Ziggler, and then Biggie Lanes comes out,
Laying them out.
lays out Dolph Ziggler, hits his finisher on him, and just kind of stands there mugging as AJ just kind of does her crazy thing and all that fun stuff. So yeah, we knew it was coming. Are we gonna get Dolph Big E now, or where's the World Heavyweight title scene? I have no idea. Like, what?
Who's Del Rio guy?
Seriously, what do you see as the World Heavyweight title SummerSlam match?
Those two. Dolph against
Ziggler?
Del Rio, yeah. Because Dolph hasn't really lost clean.
Yeah, it's true.
My WWE logic, they can find a way.
And hopefully he just wins.
Yeah.
And then I should have been smart enough to see in this next thing.
You were so mad. You were mad. I was like, dude, come on, chill, man. R-Truth comes out, and he gets so pissed at what does R-Truth do it out here? I was like, just chill, man. Just chill and have along.
I was like, why? And then right when he got in the ring, it went out and said, "Oh!" I was like, okay, this makes sense now. So the Wyatt family comes out, interrupts R-Truth. They show the same promo, little thing forward, blows the thing out, walk out, come, sits in the rocking chair. They just go beat on him for a while, but this time they just throw him out of the ring. Bray Wyatt comes in. This one was more so, like, the first one you could tell they were there to take out Kane. This one was just more so like, get out of the ring. This is our time. We're going to talk right now. So, like, clearing the way so that Bray Wyatt come and cut a promo. His promos are good. That's all you could say.
They're weirdly captivating.
They're weirdly You just sit there like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You're like, does it make sense? And then you start convincing yourself it does make sense, but I don't. Yeah. It does though.
And you're sitting there, you're just like,
he's just crazy enough that he's like one of those cult leaders where if you listen to him enough, you're gonna believe him. Like, yeah, screw that.
He's that guy. Right. He's that guy with 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're not deciding to use the guide, and you're letting fate decide what you're gonna watch, and you're flipping through channels like this.
You stop on him.
Yeah.
You stop on his infomercial.
Yeah. And he's selling a vacuum.
Let me sell you a vacuum, man. You were lying. Saying he comes and pick up all the stuff.
No, actually, no, I'll take it back. He is the 6 a.m. on PBS guy talking about something, talking about like some public issue. You have no idea what the issue is. You just don't want to take his side just because he's so creepy. You're just like, dude, what? Why am I up this early? What is going on? And you're confused. But afterwards, it leaves a lasting memory.
Conspiracies, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, they lay out R-Truth, and he talks for a while. Then they come back in, they beat him up more. He hits his finisher on him. Good stuff here. Yeah. Then we got the Real Americans of Jack Swagger Cesaro against the fan vote of the Usos. I didn't see this match, but the Usos won. Was it good?
I was more concerned with your dog peeing on that chair.
The dog went ape, guys. Yeah. He's out here.
He's out here.
But the Usos did win. So good job, Rock's cousins. Yeah. Then we got Damian Sandow versus Christian in the match. I said, is this where Randy Orton already won? Damian Sandow is about to get that lose every match push. And you said, why would that happen? I said, because it doesn't have to make sense. It just always happens. And it happens.
You can't have both of them being hot, I guess. Yeah. It makes sense.
And it happened.
We decided that Christian is the most Mormon member
he really is.
WWE.
He is by far. You got the haircut.
Maybe that's why.
Highly overhyped.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Not
really kidding. But I'm not on the Christian train anymore. He lost me.
Yeah. Well, you know.
But hey, he's not for everybody. He lost me.
He's not.
It's okay.
It's not like he's carrying the company.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
He's just one of those guys. I'm just not a big fan of him. I don't dislike him. I'm just not as big on him as I used to be.
He's there in the mid card.
Yeah, exactly. But he gets the win here. But classic part of the match, Sandow immediately grabs the mic. And still, the intellectual savior of Money in the Bank, Damien Sandow. I thought that was brilliant. Cody Rhodes comes out, attacks him immediately, setting up what I asked for yesterday, guys. Cody Sandow for the briefcase at SummerSlam. It makes sense. Turns Cody face. So that was a good segment. I liked that segment after. The match was okay. I mean, the match was whatever, but I liked the aftermath of it where he automatically is just like making it, no, it's fine. I'm still of this. And I think the fact that, him losing matches and just saying, well, it's okay, I can lose all I want, I saw the briefcase, will set up the fact that Cody Rhodes, they make the stipulation where, okay, but if you lose this one, he does get the briefcase. And then win or lose, it's for something.
Yeah.
So that was good. Then we got...
So they put the briefcase on a ladder.
I guess that would make sense. Why not? Ladder matches at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Well, you need some sort of gimmick match.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get that from the other matches they're putting together.
Oof. They could. They could from... Because there's some hatred there.
Yeah. Usually that one, no DQ.
Yeah, so we'll see. But then we got Brie versus Naomi.
I'll fill in for Colby here.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll fill in for Taiji 22. Oh, good lord.
She's gone.
Oh, my, that booty.
Oh, God, she's
gone.
gone.
That booty, oh, gosh. And Naomi's unreal athletic. Oh, my gosh. That booty, oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
The Bellas weren't dressed the same night. Pissed me off.
No twin magic.
That's why she lost.
Yeah.
Naomi won. Brie.
Total divas. Whatever.
Yeah, it was a total divas summit. Look forward to Colby. This next segment is where it got real.
This is the all of the lights of this show.
Yeah. CM Punk comes out. You can tell he's pissed. He has all the right in the world to be pissed if you saw the pay-per-view last night. He comes out. He wastes no time. He says, hey, I know Paul Heyman's in the building. I know Brock Lesnar's in the building. I said, I didn't know Brock Lesnar was in the building. I got all perked up. Like, hey.
Sorry, he's in the building?
I said, I didn't know he's in the building.
He's in the building?
So then they call him out. Heyman comes out first. He basically, these two was just bangers back and forth.
Oh,
Heyman goes off like, hey.
You have no family.
Yeah, you want, he started off, that's where he ended with. But he started off kind of saying, hey, you want to say you're the best in the world, this and that. I'm the one that brought you here. Basically, like, he basically took the promos. I liked it because he took the promos he used to say, like to make himself look good, and flipped it on it. Like, you wouldn't be anything without me. You're not the best in the world without me. He kept saying, we were the longest reigning champ of the whatever. We did this. We almost beat The Undertaker. We almost beat The Rock, all this stuff. And then, then he goes into the thing about you don't have any family. The only thing that matters to you is these people in the championship. So I took that away from you. And I'm like, there it is. Set up.
Yeah, and Punk.
Rebuttals.
Yeah, and Punk rebuttals are the only Punk can.
Just nuts.
Emotionless, but emotional. Like, he wasn't affected by what Paul Heyman said. He was just mad.
Bro, I think he was so emotional. See his face?
Well, the first thing he said was, "You done now?" And then he just goes and furthers his point.
He's dropped the hammer.
Yeah. To where, man, they're built for
no, it was nuts. Where he just goes.
Yeah, he
says, you know me better than anyone. You know when I'm lying. And he just goes off. He's like, I'm gonna hunt down everybody close to you all the way around until you're the last one standing, and then I'm gonna leave you alive. And he's just going crazy.
Oh my!
He just went nutso, and he's like, "Am I lying?" And Paul was like, "No, you're not lying." Like, it was just hammer time. And then he's like, "Hey, you want to act like I have?" Or he said, "Whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna show you your immediate future." Does a little thing onto the thing and yells, "It's clobbering time!" And then Brock comes out. And I said, he's in the building! And he comes out, and they said, hey, you guys go at it. So they go at it for a minute. Brock Lesnar keeps just destroying Punk, but he gets back up. And then he destroys him and gets back up. Punk will get in a little offense. He just throws him aside like nothing. Picks him up, just tossing him all the stuff. And then finally, he just hits the F5 on the table, and he's not getting up from that. So they did a good job of showing Punk's he said he was relentless when he wants something. So he kept coming back after he just got knocked out and all this stuff.
And you're one of the maybe 10 people in the world, actually, I don't say 10%, that Brock guy through and through. You're going to choose Brock.
Always.
Yeah.
Brock guy.
Everyone who was on the fence after that, I think is going to lean towards Punk.
Uh-huh.
And that's cool. It's cool that they're not just going to stay on the fence and just watch the match. They're going to be invested.
Yeah, that's all you want.
I remember blinking during this promo. Like, the entire time, I was like...
So I'm India.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I'm
always
always...
a little expression like, oh, man.
I'm about to steal Brock Guy's Twitter handle. That's all I know. I'm coming for you, Brock Guy.
You're about the Brock Guy.
Yeah, at the Brock Guy. Follow me on Twitter, guys. At the Brock Guy.
Yeah.
It'll be a new one after this.
Yeah.
Probably won't tweet ever unless it's about Brock Lesnar. So if you want to hear about Brock Lesnar all the time, do that. So yeah, this segment was nice. They just kind of leaves Punk laying there. He's trying to stand up, but he can't. And Lesnar and Heyman just leave, and they're just like patting him on the back, like, "Hey, good job, guys." So yeah, bangers. SummerSlam, here it comes.
Fire.
Here it comes. I'm about to I'm willing to be in the minority in Los Angeles and just go. Is it gonna make me stop? No. Not at all. I'm going to be all Lesnar all the time. I might paint my face. That doesn't make sense.
People aren't really as mad at Lesnar as they are at Heyman.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at Lesnar at all. Yeah. He's just big as shit.
He's the muscle.
He's the enforcer. Yeah. He's a hell of an enforcer.
That's going to be a fun prediction video.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
We'll get into that in 4 weeks.
Yeah, we will.
I can probably talk about it for an hour. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing before I get on that subject. Great colleague backstage with Cena.
So much fun.
It was fun.
He just says, "Mugalau Bigaba SummerSlam."
It's the skit in the middle of the album.
Yeah, exactly. And Cena just goes, okay.
It's Squirt checks in from jail.
Man.
On the Shadow's quarterback.
Squirt.
Squirt.
Yeah, you guys been go hard since day one. I'm like, Squirt. It was so much. It was.
You don't know what we're talking about. You probably won't. We probably can't explain it.
Transport mixtape. Go listen to it.
Transport, get in there.
And then we got Brad Maddox with Stephanie and Triple H backstage. They're pumping up his ego. You're doing such a good job. But the show's not over yet. It's just your first day. And did you check with Vince on this? And Brad all of a sudden he goes from happy to no. And then that was pretty much all the segment because that's going to be built up until WrestleMania 30. And then we got the main event match of the night. We got RVD versus Jericho. And a lot of people commented about 2002 calling. And those are, like you said, the same people that missed the Attitude Era.
And the Ruthless Aggression Era.
And that probably
when SmackDown was relevant.
And that probably popped mad crazy when Jericho came back at the Rumble and popped mad crazy last time when RVD came back. Yeah. But they're the same people that now want to complain about two old guys fighting.
And it's not like these old guys are fighting at the end of the show for the belt.
No, they're just there.
They threw this out there and said, we're going against the Home Run Derby. We can't not throw out bangers. We can't give any time for someone to switch channel.
Gotta throw bangers.
So they threw a 3-segment Rob Van Dam versus Chris Jericho match out there. Mm-hmm. These are two guys in my all-time fave 5.
They had flips for days.
Oh my gosh, Rob Van Dam, he is exactly what you remember him being. Just reckless. Can hit his spots, tell a story. But man, when he messes up, it's bad.
It's funny though.
It's real bad.
At least it gives me something to laugh at.
Yeah.
But
very enjoyable. I mean, people in attendance, you were enjoying it.
It was funny.
Yeah. Overall, though.
But hey, you got to go with the thing. If you're gonna try hard, the bad part is he wasn't even messing up hard stuff. Like I would understand if he messed up like a.
Okay, that slingshot to where he was trying at the Vader bomb is complex.
Jack Swagger hits that.
Well, not off when he's going off and not hitting ropes right.
Swagger.
Yeah, and you know what? That one was bad.
But it was funny.
Yeah.
That's all I asked for is entertainment. I laughed. It was funny. That's all I asked for. It didn't have to be perfect. If he would have hit it perfect, it probably wouldn't have been as cool as when he messed up and it was funny. Yeah. So, yeah, but RVD gets the win here, obviously. Jericho's only here to put dudes over, and RVD just got back, so he loses. Like, that's the dumbest thing that would have happened.
Ride the train.
Yeah. So
RVD train, let's go.
He wins with the 5. That's the worst train. Michael Cole made a very valid statement here. I hope this was on purpose.
I hope a bit was.
It had to be on purpose.
Oh, it was Jerry the King.
No, it was Cole.
I thought, okay, you say yours first, and I'll say what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, he says
they don't get any higher.
Yeah, that was Cole.
I thought that was Lawler.
No, I think it was Cole. I'm hoping it was Cole.
I feel like it was Jerry taking the pot shot. Because I feel like he said, "Oh, Jerry the King."
Oh, either way, I thought it was Michael Cole, but I remember it was Michael Cole, but it could have been Jerry Lawler. But he just says, I know it was Michael Cole. Does anyone get any higher than Rob Van Dam? And I said, great question.
No one does. He's paying the fine.
No one, unless it's Wiz. Wiz Khalifa and RVD.
Snoop Lion.
6-man tag, those two recreating the Hogan Rodman versus Karl Malone and whoever the hell Karl Malone was with. I didn't watch WCW, guys. Come on.
DDP.
But that's who it was. Gotta recreate that.
Yep.
Well, of course, John Cena comes out for the main event, and instead of just doing something for once, he does it. He just I tried to make the decision, but I just can't leave out my friends. WWE Universe.
Yes. Oh, hold on a second, guys.
Yeah, they set this up so well.
I gotta put a bunch of guys over real quick. Give us some reactions.
I'm just gonna name a bunch of guys and see how you react to them. I was like, this is gonna be so bad. For the most part, it was.
Oh yeah, but they played it off perfectly.
Oh, but they played it off well. Like you said, they were giving him such a softball to just home run derby reference.
Like, hey, come on, guys, this is a nice little one in the middle.
Yeah,
we know.
Don't mess this up.
We'll reference that. This is the guy, and this, by all accounts, is the number one contender.
Yeah,
by all means, I mean, without doubt, he's the number one contender.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can go along and chant and do all that stuff.
So
we'll ignore it until he starts to make his decision.
Yeah, exactly.
And then at that point, you're going to be so pent up that he hasn't picked your dude yet. He hasn't been noticed yet. He hasn't been on the show yet. You'll freak out.
Yeah.
And then they start chanting, Daniel Bryan.
And he's like, oh no, he's like, I don't think I missed. Is that everybody? Did I miss anybody? No, I think we're good. All right, guys. Who am I going to sit? And they're like, no, come on. It was so funny. It was like so obvious, but they felt like they were. Yeah, exactly. Mark Henry said it the best.
Yeah. Almost Simpson said it's the best.
But yeah, so he's finally like, hey, I'm throwing it out there. If he accepts my challenge, I pick Daniel Bryan. Dun, 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 music hits. He comes out, running down. It gets right up in John Cena's face. Yes. Cena's just holding the belt up, like, ooh, there we go. And there's your SummerSlam match, SummerSlam WWE title match. There you go.
You know what? My boy taking the belt. He's gonna win the belt and then get killed by Randy Orton for the Randy Orton's heel turn. And can I take us home with this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I'm so hungry that I'm gonna.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take y'all home. Why Daniel Bryan is gonna win? I'm gonna Bleacher Report and give you 5 reasons. Slide number 1, most overdue right now. Slide number 2, Total Divas Show. Slide number 3, him and Randy Orton can put on a hell of a match, and when a belt's on the line, people will pay attention to it, and it'll draw money. Number 4 is Daniel Bryan, who has a great beard. Number 5, the Total Divas Show. They're putting that over as well. Gotta get that money however you feel like it. Like, subscribe, comment, or do one of the 3. Pick one. Actually, pick 2. Pick 2. We appreciate the love. Shout out to Ty Team 22. Shout out to Marco Rose. Shout out to ED People 45. Shout out to Cole who couldn't be here tonight. Shout out to Rufus. Shout out to Schleg Daddy. Hope you're having a great time wherever you went to. Shout out to Chase Oliver 68. You probably don't want her videos this far. I want your videos to the end. Happens. Shout out to the Wrestling Gurus. Shout out to Will Ferrell number 1. And shout out to the 23-minute mark, which is coming up in 2, 1.